day. My name is Allen Alingasa from Section F1. For today's report, I will discuss Analytical Psychology by Carl Jung. Analytical psychology approaches psychotherapy in the tradition of Carl Gustav Jung. It is distinguished by a focus on the role of symbolic experiences in human life, taking a perspective approach to the issue presented in therapy. Theory of libido. Jung disagreed with Freud regarding the role of sexuality. He believed the libido was not just sexual energy, but instead generalized psychic energy. For Jung, the purpose of psychic energy was to motivate the individual in a number of important ways, including spiritually, intellectually, and creatively. Theory of unconscious. Like Freud, Jung regarded the psyche as made up of a number of separate but interacting systems. The three main ones were the ego, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. According to Jung, the ego, as it comprises the thoughts, memories, and emotions a person is aware of. The ego is largely responsible for feelings of identity and continuity. Jung emphasized the importance of the unconscious in relation to personality. However, he proposed that the unconscious consists of two layers. The first layer, called the personal unconscious, is essentially the same as Freud's version of the unconscious. The personal unconscious contains temporality, forgotten information, and well as repressed memories. Jung outlined an important feature of the personal unconscious called complexes. A complexes is a collection of thoughts, feelings, attitudes, and memories that focus on a single concept. The second layer, called collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is a universal version of the personal unconscious, holding mental patterns or memory traces, which are shared with other members of human species. These ancestral memories, which Jung called archetypes, are represented by universal themes in various cultures, as expressed thoughts, literature, art, and dreams. According to Jung, the human mind has innate characteristics imprinted on it as a result of evolution. However, more important than single inclinations are components of the collective unconscious that have grown into independent subsystem of personality. Jung called these ancestral memories and images archetypes. Jungian's archetypes. Jungian archetypes are defined as images and themes that derive from the collective unconscious. As proposed by Carl Jung, archetypes have universal meanings across cultures and may show up in dreams, literature, art, or religion. Jung believes symbols from different cultures are frequently extremely similar since they evolved from archetypes shared by the whole human race and are part of our collective unconscious. For Jung, our primitive past becomes the basis of the human psyche, directing and influencing present behavior. Jung claimed to identify a large number of archetypes, but paid special attention to the four. Jung labeled these archetypes the self, the persona, the shadow, the anima, or animus. The persona is the outward face we present to the world. It conceals our real self, and Jung described it as the conformity archetype. This is a public face or role a person presents to others as someone different to who we really are. Another archetype is the anima or animus. This archetype is the mirror image of biological sex, that is, the unconscious feminine side in males and the masculine tendencies in women. Each sex manifests attitudes and behavior of the other by virtue of centuries of living together. The psyche of a woman contains masculine aspects, and the psyche of a man contains feminine aspects. Next is the shadow. This is the animal side of our personality. It is the source of both creative and destructive energies. In line with evolutionary theory, it may be that Jung's archetypes reflect predispositions that once had survival value. Finally, there is the self, which provides a sense of unity in experience for Jung. The ultimate aim of every individual is to achieve a state of selfhood, and in his respect, Jung is moving in the direction of a more humanist orientation. That was certainly Jung's belief. In this book, The Undiscovered Self, he argued that many of the problems of modern life are caused by man's progressive alienation from his instinctual foundation. One aspect of this is his view on the significance of the anima and the animus. Jung argues that these archetypes are product of the collective experience of man living together. However, in modern Western civilization, men are discouraged from living their feminine side and women from expressing masculine tendencies. For Jung, the result was that the full psychological development of both sexes was undermined. Together with the prevailing patriarchal culture of Western civilization, this has led to the devaluation of feminine qualities altogether, and the predominance of the persona has elevated insincerity to a way of life which goes unquestioned by millions in their everyday life. That's all for today. Thank you and God bless.